maybe Haley comes back. We don't know what's going to happen with Mal. But even Brooke coming back and maybe trying to occupy one of those top 10 spots. And I left Alexis Raptis off this list because she did have a banner year at the games, but she did not compete in the offseason. In one of the big three, just because she was dealing with some health issues, but she deserves to be in that conversation as well. So I think it adds a lot of intrigue to an already stacked field, because you could say that these women are up and coming, but now because of that absence, some of those women are here. You come off the Emma Carey in particular too. It looks like she's firing on all cylinders, and now it's like, someone mentioned. Go ahead.
Well, let me ask you this, because it feels like that we're kind of saying the same thing, or you're kind of saying the same thing about the men and the women. Tommy's frozen on my screen, by the way. I don't know if anyone else can see that.
Yeah, mine too.
That jazz hands going. But it feels like for the men, top end talent, depth at the top. I think you can make a legitimate case for all the guys that you listed, those 6. Women, I'm not sure there's the depth at the top as far as people who can win it, but in that next tier below it, it is jam-packed. So I think the conversation with the men, it's like, who could stand atop the podium? There are 6 or maybe 7 people. For the women, it's like still a very
positions 3 through 8 for me is where it's so competitive.
Very exclusive club at the top, but after that, it's like there's 8, 9 people who could make their way onto the podium. But I don't know if they've cracked that upper echelon yet. Maybe that's the difference between what you're saying about the men and the women.
Yeah. I heard it mentioned in another way. I was talking to someone else, and it wasn't in reference to CrossFit, but it was saying it's like the big brother goes away to school and is gone for a couple years and comes back, and little brother has hit a growth spurt.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh crap. I can't just dominate you in basketball in the front yard the way that I could anymore. Like, okay, like some development has happened in the absence of this that maybe wouldn't have happened the same way. But I think the women's top 10 race is just insane.
Yeah, agreed.
I still think there are guys that factor into maybe in the podium hunt, someone like Dallin Pepper, and I think if Hopper gets squared away, he seems to have kind of the ups and downs a little bit depending on how the weekend goes. You have I think someone like BK is